Hey, John.
Hey, Nick.
What do you call it when a cow walks through a field of tall grass?
What?
Utterly tickled.
And this is Stranger Still.
Here we are. I'm Nick Wood.
I'm John Wood.
Vegan.
If we were married.
We're not. It's legal.
So, John Wooden?
You're John Vegan.
My nickname is a freaking vegan.
Yep.
Thanks to my grandma.
Grandma Josephine.
Grandma Josephine
Shout out.
Pesapane.
Shout out
How
to
you
Grandma
doing?
Josephine.
So she goes, Jonathan, are you still a vegan? At the time, I was vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Grandma, I'm a vegetarian. You're a freaking vegan. Ah, ha, ha. You're a freaking vegan. Ah, ha, ha. And she cracked herself up over that.
I so want to meet your grandma.
And after this happened, I became a vegan for real. And I got to call her up and say, Grandma,
You never guess what?
I'm a freaking vegan.
Cool. So, welcome to Stranger Still, a podcast where we answer the questions you've never questioned to ask.
I'm John Vegan.
I'm Nick Wood. So this week is not nearly as sexy as the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks were pretty sexy topics.
Mm-hmm.
This week, we're going to enter the exciting world of dairy products.
Oh, boy.
I know. Doesn't that sound great?
My favorite delicious treat.
It's your favorite delicious treat.
That's not true. That's called sarcasm. I looked it up.
I think you got the wrong emphasis. So, veganism.
Mm-hmm. Veganism?
That's weird.
Is it? Thanks.
I don't know if people know this, besides the story you told earlier, that you are a vegan.
Yeah.
I'm married to a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one around here that's normal.
Sure, yeah, that's the right way to put it.
I thought you'd appreciate that. So how do you feel about this week's topic?
I can't wait to lap it up.
Oh, that was a good one.
Thanks.
Here's a gold star. I haven't brought back the gold stars in a while.
No, I've got a lot. So, yeah, I'm better than you.
I mean, I think you present yourself like that, but I don't think it's necessarily true.
Right, that's what a normal thinks.
Wow.
I don't know if we're supposed to talk about that.
What?
Oh, vegans, if we're supposed to talk about what we think of you normies.
So, I gotta ask you a quick question.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've read Scott Pilgrim or watched the movie, but there's a few characters that get superpowers from being vegans. Is that real?
Oh, boy. If I had $1, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
Oh. What's your superpower?
I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Can you hint?
Let's just say it has something to do with spending a lot more money than you would at the grocery store.
That's way too true, though. Our question came to us today from our friend and coworker, Ryan. He posed a question to you of some weird food origins. Like who in their right mind, I guess specifically this week, who in their right mind just decided to start drinking cow juice?
Yeah. So somebody was like, oh boy, I am parched.
Yeah.
Look at that sexy udder over there.
Yeah. Let me get some of that udder soup.
I mean, that baby cow did it.
Yeah.
And that thing walks around and breathes.
Yeah.
So do I.
You know, I'm going to get into this a little bit later, but that's a really weird leap for primitive man and woman to make. Mm-hmm. It gets even weirder, which I'll get into later, but I'll further complicate the issue. I do want to tell this pretty disgusting story of one of my friends. I'm not going to name her. I don't want to name the innocent here, but she is lactose intolerant. She has many stories of what we would call bad poopies.
Oh, this is my favorite topic.
I know. I wanted to bring it up for you. So anytime that she would eat dairy, she'd get what she'd call bad poopies. So we eventually bought badpoopies.com because it was available. I don't think we still have it. We made like a Twitter handle and went out to find people talking about bad poopies and retweeted them and tweeted at them.
I've never heard this.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
It's been defunct for like 4 years, but it was fun. Another story I want to tell you really fast is that when I was either like 8, 9, or 10 or something like that, I went to like a summer acting camp. It was broken up into segments. In one segment, we did a performance of The Stinky Cheese Man, which is like a children's book based on The Gingerbread Man.
I've read it.
You have?
Yep.
I played the cow.
Wait, you did a play of it?
Yeah. We turned it into a play, and I played the cow. I had this cowbell on my neck. I had a white t-shirt painted in black spots. And I will never forget the time I just walked out on stage clinking around my cowbell, and I just said, "Moo," and everyone laughed.
Wow. I never knew this about you.
Yeah, you're learning a lot about me today.
So you were the cheese man's mom.
I mean, yeah, technically.
You made him.
Yeah.
That's so motherly of you.
Anyway, let's get back on topic. The answer to the question is not as easy as you might think it would be. It's not like some dude named Gerald. Is that even a name?
Yeah, Gerald was disgusting, and he liked to drink from cow.
I wish we could get that specific and like dairy shame that guy.
Yeah.
I will do the best that I can.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to pull from many different places. I just want to say these up top because I just piled a lot of this stuff on top of each other. I got one from procon.org, marksdailyapple.com. I think I got some from the PETA website, PETA.org probably.
Yeah.
I'll probably post these on the episode page that I've talked about before and never done. I'll post links to those.
Yeah.
There's just a ton. So in starting to answer this question, we have to go all the way back to the Fertile Crescent. Does that ring any bells for you?
Yeah, I used to read about the Fertile Crescent.
Yeah?
It's probably my third favorite crescent.
What's number 2?
Butter.
And number 1?
The moon.
Good choice. So it's actually, the Fertile Crescent is actually part of Mesopotamia.
Vegan butter.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying.
Okay.
But
I couldn't live with myself. Go on.
You don't want that information propagating out in the world.
Sure. I got an image to uphold.
Yeah. Clearly. It's working out well for you.
Mm-hmm.
So the Fertile Crescent was the part of Mesopotamia where we stopped being hunter-gatherers and started being boring, civilized folk.
Yeah.
Just sitting around all day, watching TV.
We put down our guns and picked up our grains.
Hey! Yep.
Except that we probably didn't have guns.
I don't think they did. Because this was around, I think, 8,000 BC with an E in parentheses.
Before cheese?
Yes.
Okay.
Before cheese era. But this is the time, around 8,000 BCE is the time that we're going back to the time of, we need to name a cave person. We got to introduce a new character into our lexicon. Oh, so we're going back to the time of duh.
People really probably legitimately communicated that way, right?
Yes.
So there was definitely 100% probability someone was named
Duh. Yes.
Okay.
They didn't have sophisticated vocal cords like we do. As I stumbled over my words to say that. So as you and everyone out there knows, that's when we started to farm and started to domesticate animals.
Yeah.
Animals change a lot during domestication. So the cows that we have now are nothing like the quote-unquote cows that they had back then. The best example is like a wolf to a dog. Like a wolf is really big and lanky, whereas a dog is tiny. They got flopped over ears. They get smaller. I think they start to introduce like more herbivore-ish diets.
So did we have like gigantically lanky, awkward cows?
We did have awkward cows, and they had awesome names. There was one called the humped zebu and the humpless European Highland cattle.
The humpless European Highland cattle.
Yes. But the zebu is a way cooler name than cow, and I think we should bring it back.
Zebu. Yeah.
Zebu. It's basically like a cow with giant horns and this big old hump on its back.
Zebu juice.
Zebu juice.
Oh,
that's so catchy.
Gosh.
As near as I can tell, though, humans, I'm just going to refer to us as humans from here on out, use these non-cows, these zebus and humpless European Highland cattle for meat for like 4,000 years. They also used it, they did milk them back then.
Yeah.
But they would use that dairy to make cheese and butter and yogurts.
Okay, so explain to me how Duh got to that conclusion. Did he leave his little glass of milk out one day and go, "Oh, would you look at this? It's a little crusty today.
Yeah.
I think I'll just chew it instead of swallow it."
Yeah.
Good.
I have to assume, though, that like they had these cows for meat to eat, And eventually there was some of this dairy product sitting out, and it actually fermented into those products, either yogurt, cheese, or butter.
Yeah, good. Great job.
Yeah, so we did that for like 4,000 years.
Good. That's disgusting.
It's pretty gross.
But I guess, like, what else are you going to do?
Right. It was around that time that the Neolithic period started.
Mm-hmm.
Some scientists and archaeologists found some Neolithic pottery that they were able to find milk fats on, which I think is really cool.
Well, I think my word for it is the Neolithic period, because they'll try anything there.
Yes.
Oh, look, cow juice. Let's lick it up.
Yep.
Oh, look, and now let's eat what's in it, and let's put it on top of it. Let's milk it, leave it in the sun until it gets dry and crusty, and then put it on top of the meat.
Spread it on toast.
First cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Or first butter.
First butter.
Butter.
We did have milk around that time. They were able to find that milk fat, which I think is incredible, that 6,000-ish years later, scientists are able to go back and say there is milk fat residue on shards of clay.
How many jokes do you think they made? Hey, you're going to be the first one to try it? Back and forth, they definitely did that. You know they did.
If it was like a college university, definitely.
Yeah.
I bet it was too, because that's where most studies are done.
Probably.
Anymore. So yeah, we have milk. Yay, right? Milk.
Great.
But no one's drinking it at this time.
Sure.
That I can tell. Remember how I said I would complicate things further?
Okay, so they had the milk, but they weren't drinking it. What were they doing with it?
They were making it into cheese and yogurts.
Okay.
But the reason that they weren't drinking it is because they had lactose intolerance.
Ooh, yeah.
Anytime they would drink it, they would get incredibly sick from it. Because that's what lactose intolerance is. So for those that don't know, lactose intolerance comes from your body's inability to digest lactose sugars.
Because you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Because it's from another animal.
It is from another animal. It's lactose sugar. There's an enzyme in your small intestine that's supposed to be able to break these down. Now, I know you don't like to talk about bodily functions, so I thought I'd squeeze it in here.
Oh, God.
So I'm sorry.
Or out.
Right. So I'm sorry about what's going to come next, but if your body can't digest those, it builds up a bunch of gas in your small intestine.
Okay.
And that's where you get cramps from. That's where you get those really sharp pains. I guess the other side effect of that is that your body wants to try to get rid of it as quickly as it can, which is where you get diarrhea from and that sort of thing. Bad poopies.
Yeah.
That's where you get bad poopies.
Get yourself some of that bad Zubo juice.
I appreciate that you're still calling it Zebu juice.
Zebu juice.
That's all I'm calling milk from now on.
Okay.
Lactose intolerance. At the time, though, babies did have the opposite of lactose intolerance because they would drink their mother's milk. Do you know what the opposite of lactose intolerance is called?
Lactose tolerance.
No. Lactose persistence.
Oh, good.
You'd think it'd be tolerance, right? No, it's lactose persistence.
That's what my friends used to do. I mean, I used to eat cheese back in the day when I would talk about my pizza in New York. I go up and I'd say, hey, I'm feeling pretty lactose tolerant today. Give me some of that spaghetti fazool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the New York accent comes up in every episode, and I love it.
It's a reoccurring theme.
Yeah.
Also,
it's another character of our podcast.
It's really hard to talk like that jackass that I do most of the time. It's way easier to let loose and just talk in my
just
natural
be yourself.
cadence.
Be yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what I preach.
Whew, thank you, because... Man, that was killing me with that accent, that standardized American accent.
Stupid Midwest.
Yeah, no, I feel more comfortable now.
Good,
thanks.
Good.
Okay, go on.
I also want to point out that we actually did milk goats primarily in the beginning. The wrinkle here is, why did we start drinking milk if it made us sick?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
We literally made us vomit.
Right. And have diarrhea.
Okay. And have diarrhea or throw up.
So
and we just kept going at it.
Yeah, so the reason that we did make cheese and yogurts and butter is because a lot of the lactose sugars found in like straight milk and ice cream and that sort of thing isn't found nearly as prevalently in cheese and those products as it is in milk.
Okay, I'll ask you a question though.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other drinks that we drink that makes us sick and makes us vomit, but we keep going back for more?
Alcohol.
Well, there you go. People were getting drunk off milk. They were drinking the drunks.
Maybe they just thought it was normal because they'd like get wasted.
Like, oh, my stomach. Ow, 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 ow. Give me some like cow juice. Oh, Zebu juice. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. I'm hallucinating.
Is that what happens?
I don't know. I haven't drank milk in a while.
Oh, okay. Maybe if you go back. So they got these from goats. eventually from cows.
And
'cause they're
probably from a
bigger.
lot of other stuff.
A lot of other stuff, probably.
There's a lot of trial and error that I don't want to know about.
Yeah. What's the worst animal you can think of to produce milk to drink?
Probably like ants.
Ant milk?
Yeah. Do they make milk?
I don't think so. I would say probably the worst thing that I could think of to have to milk would be like a giraffe.
You could, though.
I know, but I think it'd be really complicated.
Yeah.
Their knees go every direction.
Well,
You get kicked.
then you can... Man, that would have been really good branding if people start doing that.
Tim.
Nico's Norwegian giraffe milk. Get it while it's hot.
I just like the way that milk is said in a Norwegian accent.
Norwegian giraffe milk.
Giraffe milk?
Giraffe milk. Let's milk it. Get it while it's warm.
Ew. Warm milk.
Fresh from the giraffe udder.
Well, I'm glad
It's
you
the
said
udder
that.
milk.
Because that was the other limitation at the time, is that we couldn't keep the milk fresh because it would ferment fairly quickly, which is where we did get the cheese and all that stuff from.
Yeah.
Eventually, though, we did start drinking it for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I can't tell you why or how or when.
Yeah, because you don't know the history.
Well, I know how. I can
It's
tell you
dares. It was
They-
all
they just-
dares. People were really into Truth or Dare. There wasn't a lot to do. What else are you going to do? We can play with sticks. It's the Neolithic era. Hey, I dare you to drink that.
how. Yeah.
Next day. Oh, what do you want to do? I don't know. Play Truth or Dare.
Drink it again.
Ugh.
Last time you had bad poopies. I can't tell you why, but I have a couple ideas I want to go over with you.
Okay.
So the first of all, there actually is some archaeological evidence that suggests a few things here. Eventually, though, we got bored of being in Mesopotamia. That was like our beach homes, so we wanted to move north to Europe.
Michigan. Oh.
Up north in Europe, they're out of the sun a little bit more, which means that they weren't getting as much vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
There was a really weird bit of happenstance with evolution at the time. Someone, somewhere in Europe, decided to start drinking milk and found that they didn't get sick from it. This milk provided them with the missing vitamin D. Something with that evolution where he didn't get sick, natural selection was like, hey, I'm going to grant you lactose persistence past infancy. And it spread like all over Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird that this just happened to happen as soon as someone just decided to start drinking milk.
We had to evolve to overcome how
Yes.
disgusting milk is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of this is where my first theory comes in, is that, like, you know how when you are lacking some vitamin or mineral, your body will have like really weird cravings?
Yeah.
Like babies, Shelby told me that when babies are lacking in iron, they'll eat ice chips. It's weird, but for whatever reason, when they're lacking iron, they crave
Or,
ice.
what's it called when...
Pica?
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Just eat random things like dirt and that sort of thing. So I imagine it was probably something like that, where they went up to Europe, they started lacking in vitamin D, and their body was just like, really want some of that zebu juice.
Yeah, I used to know a girl that I'd be like, yo, girl, talk dirty to me. And she'd be like, pica.
Pica.
Yeah.
This is really off topic,
Okay.
but it's so weird that exactly last night I had to introduce Shelby to ASMR. She'd never heard of it before. I thought it was like super prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to go on YouTube and find some ASMR videos. They're so creepy, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, it's something about it's really sexual, but it's so innocent. There was just this video, it was half an hour long, of this lady tapping her nails on random stuff and whispering into the microphone. So she grabbed like this wooden box and started tapping her nails on it. I skipped ahead like 5 minutes. She started tapping her nails on this plastic box. 5 minutes later, she was still tapping her nails on this plastic box, and then she'd be like, all right, now we're going to move on to some suede. And she'd start rubbing her hand on suede.
Wow.
It's so creepy. I don't like it.
I saw that. And then after that, she was like, and now we're going to move on to some sway. And then they got sway from TRL.
Yeah.
And he was like, what's up? This is a moment like this by Kelly Clarkson. And she just tapped her fingernails through his dreads.
Ugh. That got disgusting quick. Anyway, let's get back on topic here.
Okay.
So I was saying, imagine this farmer looking at his zebu and was like, I want some of that zebu soup. He tried it. He didn't get sick.
Mm-hmm.
Posted it on Reddit. Went viral. And then natural selection just took over and everyone was on the train. That's theory number one from me.
Yeah. Hey, guys, guess what I did today? I never thought it would happen to me.
I never thought it would happen to me.
I drank zebu juice.
All right.
And I didn't vomit everywhere.
And have bad poopies everywhere. My second theory is that some farmer saw a woman feeding her child and he was all like, well, that's weird, but I want some milk. So he took it from the cow. He took it from the zebu instead of his wife.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Or maybe it was just like a really hot summer. He's like outside, he's just like parched, and he's like, that cow provides juice for her kids. I can't run to the well and just get water, so I'm gonna drink some of this.
Well, here's what's great too is there was no word for milk.
Right.
It was just like, there's some liquid coming out of that thing.
Yeah. Probably wasn't even a word, it was just a thought.
I'm just gonna go for it.
So regardless of what happened, the combination of migrating north and the spread of the lactose persistence, mutation, past infancy, made milk go from just cheese and dairy products to drinking. There's your answer.
So cheese and dairy products existed before drinking milk did.
Yeah. Who'd thunk, right?
Yeah.
I definitely thought it was the other way around. So I want to tack on this little fact. Since humans developed this mutation when we migrated up to Europe, you are more likely to be lactose intolerant if your ancestors descend from Africa, Asia, Mexico, or Native America. Isn't that weird?
Because that's not where the anomaly occurred?
Exactly, yeah.
Genes?
It's the Western world, as many people will say, is where that propagated. So if you descend from the Anglo-Saxon people, you're going to be more likely to have lactose persistence.
So it took the bravery of dumb white people
Yep.
to drink cow juice.
Yep. I want to talk about pasteurization too. I talked earlier about how we couldn't keep it fresh, and we actually still had this problem for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
So this happened I think between 6,000 and 4,000 BCE. It wasn't until the year of 1864, 5,000, 6,000 years later, that some French dude named Louis Pasteur,
mm-hmm.
and it always seems to be during this time in our history, the 1800s, the people that invent things seem to always be French.
Yeah.
I don't get it. They always have really beautiful names.
Yeah, it's almost
Louis
like there was
Pasteur.
a French Revolution.
Something like that. So he came up with this process of pasteurization because there was this well-known process with beer and winemaking where you'd heat it up to this certain temperature, it would kill all the bacteria, and you'd bring it back down to room temperature or whatever.
I'll butt in here real quick though.
Yeah.
Because this is a true thing I don't think I've ever told you.
Mm-hmm.
My family used to own a brewery.
Yeah?
It was called Vegan Beer.
Yeah?
And my ancestors brought it from Germany to America. And they ended up selling the company.
Uh-huh.
But when they did immigrate and bring everything over, I don't think that they pasteurized the beer.
Yeah.
And that had to do with it not being as successful. I think they ended up selling it to a bigger company,
Gotcha.
the brewery.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's still glass bottles of vegan beer that exist out in the world.
Gotta find one.
It was pretty neat.
We gotta find one. I'm gonna look on eBay later. That'll be impossible to find. But he decided to take this process and apply it to milk. So as it turns out, all you have to do is heat up milk to 161 degrees Fahrenheit and whatever that is in Celsius for 15 seconds, and all the bacteria is killed. All the dangerous bacteria is gone.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, dead and floating in it.
Yes.
But it's not going to hurt
But
you.
it's dead. Yeah, it's not going to hurt you.
Great. So you're just eating the corpses of bacteria.
Yeah. That's weird to think about. We do that all the time, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it went from us having to drink it pretty much straight from the faucet, super farm fresh,
Mm-hmm.
to being able to ship it to stores and drink it well past the same day.
Great.
Yeah. So
you
now
used to have to be like, oh, Sarah, I packed the bags. I'm ready to go on vacation. Did you pack the drinks, honey? Yeah, I got the cow. Yeah, we'll milk them before we go. I got some sippy cups for the road.
Yeah.
In case we get thirsty. And my milking gloves.
I don't want to get on my hands. Gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I think I'm barbaric.
So speaking of barbaric, I think we should close this thing off with some fear-mongering and myth debunking.
Cool.
So I incidentally came across a bunch of articles that I thought were clickbait because they're 7 reasons you need to stop drinking milk now and stuff like that.
Well, just real quick,
Yeah.
Did you ever see the show Myth Debunkers?
Myth Debunkers
With
is
Adam
my
Brudel?
favorite Discoverizing channel show.
Yeah. They didn't get along very well, did they?
No, they didn't. Anyway, there's a lot of good reasons to not drink milk. The first one I'm just going to get this out of the way because I know that you're very passionate about it, is ethical reasons.
Yeah.
We keep these cows pregnant so that we can get milk from them. They're treated like garbage.
I haven't talked to them, but I'm pretty sure it's against their will.
I'm pretty sure it is too. That's a safe assumption to make. They're also given hormones that are bad for the cows and also make its way into their milk, so then we consume them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always a good idea when we give animals growth hormones.
I'll touch this super lightly.
Yep.
Because I don't want to get too bummered.
Yep.
And get you too bummered.
Yep.
But I don't think, I mean, what happens when a cow's pregnant just to make milk? It's going to have a baby eventually.
Right.
Those babies are turned into profit too.
Yep.
We're gonna
Hack
get to
and
that?
slash. Nope.
All right. Keep going.
So outside of ethical reasons, milk is actually shown to remove calcium from your bones.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. Everyone thinks that it's good for your bones.
Yeah.
But what it turns out that many animal products, not just milk, make your blood more acidic, and when it gets to your bones, it actually leaches calcium out of your bones.
So that's kind of like our dog podcast,
Yeah.
where all the meat that they're eating, they needed it to be acidic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with it. When it comes out of an animal, it's going to have a higher acid content.
Yep.
Okay.
Isn't that weird? So there's one myth debunked. There's still going to be people out there that say, yes, it takes calcium out of your bones, but it's still a good source of calcium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wrong.
Okay. What?
This goes against like everything you learned in school, right?
I have a couple of... I drink unsweetened almond milk.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Not even big into soy milk. But on the box, one of the selling points is 50% more calcium than milk.
Well, I think that almond milk is safe because, let's go back to pasteurization, the process of heating it up that high somehow makes it so calcium doesn't get absorbed by your body as easily.
Okay.
So even though it has a bunch of calcium in it, it's not getting absorbed by your body because of the pasteurization.
Dang it.
Weird.
So it's kind of become like a buzz marketing thing. To say
Absolutely.
it's got calcium.
Yeah, because it does have calcium.
Yeah.
It's just not being useful. The last thing, so there's two myths debunked. And the last thing is that these cows are around for a long time. And cows create a lot
Of methane.
of methane. A lot of poop.
Yep.
A lot of waste, if you want to say it tactfully.
Mm-hmm.
But that actually contributes to one of our favorite conspiracy theories, which is global warming and greenhouse gases. I just saw your eye twitch.
The fact that it was a conspiracy
Yeah.
theory in quotes.
Yeah.
Global warming.
No, their poop is so abundant that it actually does contribute to greenhouse gases through methane.
There's one case that I know of where a fine young gentleman collects this methane from cows and turns it into energy.
He does. That was on the news for a long time, way back when, and I haven't heard anything since.
Yeah, the Zebu Daily, was it?
Zebu Daily. Take that Zebu poo.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got for milk. I hope anyone was enticed enough to listen to this episode, because I know that milk isn't the most fascinating sounding topic, but there's a lot of weird stuff with milk.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you put that you said this at the end.
Yeah.
So it's useless.
Yep. So you want to recap for me?
Yeah. So it was a really disgusting, gross guy who saw
Probably
his...
named Gerald.
Yeah. Or the... And he was like, hey, wife, that looks like that baby's enjoying himself.
And she was like, you can't have none of this.
And he's like, I'm going to go over and get some from that cow then, because life's weird and we live in ancient times.
Yep.
And then he's like, oh, ew, gross, don't drink that. You got to leave it out and make it rot first in the sun.
Yeah. And then eventually someone's like, no. I triple dog dare you to drink that nasty
And he's like,
Zebu juice.
Oh my God, did you know that Gary didn't throw up after he drank it? And then they kind of just went from there.
Yeah. And then genetic mutations.
Yep.
Good stuff.
And then it became ingrained in people's culture.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we keep doing it.
Pretty much.
Because, it's tradition to eat this antipasto with fresh mozzarella. So
yeah.
I'm going to keep serving it.
So that's milk.
Pretty disgusting.
Pretty disgusting
You know
stuff.
what's not disgusting?
What's that?
questions from listeners.
Flawless transition. So our question today comes from my brother Jake, who wanted to know why, because he would go to like the grocery store that have the beer freezers, like the big rooms just full of beer, and he realized that for whatever reason, when he's in this cold room, all he can smell is cardboard. So we want to know, why does cardboard smell when it's cold? I thought that was a pretty good question.
It is pretty good, but
yeah,
who would ask a question like that?
My brother.
Who would?
Jake would. I see what you're getting at.
You've never heard that joke before, have you?
That's the first time.
It's funny for other people still, so remember that.
So
I guess we can begin answering this question.
The answer is really boring. I'm sorry, Jake. But when you're in a cold environment, the odor particles are moving slower. So there's actually less things to smell. There's less smell particles going past your nose. So there's less odor molecules floating around. So you're going to pick up on what's the majority there. And when you're in the beer cooler, freezer, fridge at your local grocery store,
that's the only thing that's not airtight and sealed up like alcohol is.
Yeah. You're going to smell cardboard. The reason I got this answer is because I always wondered, why does like winter have a distinct smell?
Yeah.
Like winter smells like winter. And it's that exact same reason, is because it's much colder. Odor particles are moving slower. Mm-hmm. There's less smells to be smelled. And the smells that are smelled are winter smells.
Like snow.
Mm-hmm. Evergreens.
Ice. Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Neat.
Pretty neat. So if you have any questions like that one, we have plenty of places that you can send them to us. We've got a group on Facebook, if you just search for Stranger Still.
We've got a handle on Twitter, which is @StrangerStill.
You can also email us at podcast@strangerstillshow.com.
And we're going to start making some videos too, guys.
Yeah, check out our videos. We're going to be more active on our YouTube account and Facebook and that sort of thing. Also, thanks to everyone that's left reviews. And tell a friend. Just go out there, pick a random person that you like, and tell them to listen to this podcast.
I'm going to stay strong with my own theory on this too, that you should tell your enemies.
Yeah.
Because what better way to remember something than someone you don't like running up to you and telling you to do it?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I cut someone off in traffic.
Yeah.
And they said, "Screw you," as loud as they could. And like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "strangerstillshow.com."
So that's all I got. You got anything else?
That's all I got, buddy. Wow. So takeaway from this.
Yep.
The only dairy I like is Derriere.
Yeah. I'm Nick Wood.
And I'm still John.
This has been Stranger Still.